Hello and welcome back to Changing the Channel. My personal experiences as a channel, as well as helping you change your channel, the reality that you're viewing. Today, I want to kind of go over personal responsibility. This was kind of channeled this morning in my meditations. It was kind of about, the collective taking the personal responsibility of where we are. But really, I kind of want to briefly go over the personal experience of taking personal responsibility. So I think the biggest thing to kind of keep in mind as you experience the world is that it's easy to blame everything else, anything outside of you, for where we are in the course of history, where we're at right now. So, with all these existential problems such as global warming, we've got kind of a political crisis in the US. There's such lack of trust in the political system, the political people, and then you can kind of go on and on and on about what's wrong in the world. And it's so easy to blame others. It's so easy to blame another group or another a previous generation or something along those lines. But I think it's a lot more productive to take personal responsibility. So that doesn't matter. It means getting rid of the blame. It means stop blaming anything else and just take responsibility at whatever level you can. Maybe that's taking a Saturday to go out and pick up trash in one of your favorite parks, or maybe that's starting a YouTube channel about how we can move past this time and place. Maybe that's joining a political group that isn't fighting, but just trying to come up with good ideas. Because again, when you fight anything, you invite the universe to basically allow you to become what you're fighting. And that's kind of a rule of the universe, is that you often become the thing you are fighting, just from a different perspective. So, if you're fighting climate change by, causing havoc in the city because they haven't solved the problem of climate change, then you're just becoming a part of the problem. You're not becoming a part of the solution. The solution would be to help fund systems that are creating a better world. Put your money, time, and energy into things that are creating a better world, instead of putting all your energy into tearing down something that isn't doing good for you. So again, that's more of like the collective idea. Now, as far as personal responsibility, I think we all have to really take huge responsibility for our actions, our emotions, and our feelings. And I experienced this last week. I'm in kind of I would say, middle stages of a conscious decoupling from my ex-partner. We are still roommates. We still live together. We still, enjoy each other's company. But she last week started going out on dates. This was like kind of her first date. And that really triggered me. That brought back a lot of feelings that I, kind of wanted to blame her for. And again, the whole idea is that we take the personal responsibility. So I sat in that. I probably, we had some pretty negative interactions for 5 or 6 days last week. And again, it was because I was tuned into the channel that she was causing problems in me. She was the one who was responsible for my feelings and emotions. So after sitting with that for 5 or 6 days of just kind of ruminating on frustration and pain and generally being distracted from everything else that was going on in my life, I finally sat down with the emotions. I felt them, I experienced them. And by experiencing them, it brought out the actual cause of why I was experiencing them. And it was because I still had this kind of belief that if I am not out dating and out finding somebody, that maybe I'm not good enough for somebody else. And that was a feeling that I was experiencing, that maybe I'm not good enough for somebody else, just because in the moment my ex-partner was going out and experiencing a new relationship, and I was stuck here in the house. And again, all stories that I'm just telling myself. So after sitting with that for a while and understanding it, I got to the point where I was taking responsibility for my emotions. I was responsible for that feeling of lack because I had a belief that was still stuck in my system that I am not enough, that I wasn't enough for somebody else in the world. And when I did that, that emotion, those feelings just went away. They left my physical, emotional, mental space, my body. And a new thought came in, and it said, that new thought was, not only are you enough for somebody, but you are currently being a new person. You are creating a new level of being within yourself. And you are automatically, because this is how the universe works, going to be attracting people into your life that are vibrating and resonating on that same exact level. And just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that it's not on its way, that you're not already building relationships with people who could become that match for me. So it was just a reframe. I reframed I was experiencing a negative situation, and basically I reframed it. I took it from the external. I took it from something happening to me and being frustrated about that and putting the blame on everything else. And instead I brought that in. I internalized the responsibility. I took as much responsibility as possibly could, and it completely reshaped how I was thinking about my my personal interactions with other people. Again, when I was working from a place of lack, every interaction I had, it's like, oh, well, maybe this person doesn't like me. Maybe this person doesn't want to be with me. Maybe this person is, they're just my friend because they see something in me that maybe they want, or something like that. But when I reframe that, and instead of being in lack, I switched it to, I am enough. I am the universe, basically. And I can become and do whatever I want. And when I reframed it into that, it became more about allowing the universe to bring these into me, and getting rid of these subconscious thoughts that I am not enough. And that, again, is how the universe works. If you are consciously putting out the thoughts that I want to attract a partner, but you're subconsciously blocking those with the negative beliefs, with the negative ideas that you don't deserve, or you don't, somebody could never love you for exactly who you are, then you're going to block all those situations that the universe is trying to send to you. And again, that's the whole idea. There's a great quote, I think it's Rumi, that says, yesterday I was young and thought I could change the world. Today I am wise and I know I need to change myself. It's not exactly how the quote goes, but you can look it up. It's very similar to that. The only work you need to be doing is the work on yourself. If you believe you got to go out and change somebody, or change the world, or change something by, physically going out and externally changing it, then maybe take a step back and think about what is happening inside of you. What is causing your impetus? What is creating this belief that you need to go out and change the world, and that if you don't just change yourself, that it's not going to have that changing effect in the world? Because, something very important to realize is that when you start to bring more light, more positive energy, more love and abundance and joy into your life, those frequencies they're like a ripple effect. They go out into the universe and they ripple through everyone else that is in your sphere. And I think there's a huge draw to when you experience this and you start to see and feel and understand that you have this effect on people. The more you can get it out there, again, the more people you can touch, not physically. You don't have to be in their physical space anymore. You can make a phone call. You can set up a Zoom call. You can actually start a channel or a club or a group that is bringing people together to share the light that you have for the world. And when we take personal responsibility for our actions and our feelings and our emotions, we now start to emanate this positive energy back out into the world. And again, that's how it works. So instead of having to fight against and change the world with the physical, you can change it through the quantum, through sending out the vibrations of love and peace and joy into the world. And it's very difficult for the thinking mind to understand that, well, if I just become a better person, how is the world going to become better? And that's because the thinking mind is not built to understand the quantum realm, to understand what spirituality is actually teaching us, that we live in this universe that is nothing but frequencies, and you attract the frequencies that you are putting out. So again, that's just another reminder for me, and this was another reminder for me last week, that the only work that needs to be done is the work on yourself. That all the external triggers that you perceive as external are actually reminders that there's something inside of you that needs to be healed or released, or a belief that needs to be changed in order for you to become the person that you are meant to be. So take some time today. Take some time to reflect on the last time that you got triggered or got angry or got frustrated. You experienced these lower vibrational emotions, and see if you can turn it inside. Instead of, it was Karen that got me frustrated. What did Karen do that brought about an experience that I'm holding on to, that, an old memory that I'm holding on to, or a belief that I'm holding on to, that is limiting me from becoming who I can be? What was that? What did that mirror show me inside of myself that I need to change? And that's very, very important as you go through this energetic shift in consciousness, becoming aware that you are seeing a projection in others of yourself. So take some time today, enjoy that exercise, and I look forward to seeing everybody again. I'm really loving and I'm really enjoying making these videos, and whether they're seen by 2 or 5,000 people, it really doesn't matter, because it brings so much clarity for me on my life and my experiences as a channel that's moving through an energetic shift, and we're doing this all as a collective. So I look forward to hearing some comments, and please send a message out to me. Put it in the comments. I love hearing from everybody. Everybody have a great day, and don't forget that you are in control of the channel that you're watching. Thank you.